these loved ones. I am UNG. This is DynastyMediaGroup.com. We are a subsidiary of Sovereign Dynasty Incorporated. Ojai loved ones. Hotel. How y'all doing today, family? I'm gonna get straight to it today, but first I want to make an analogy, because the analogy is gonna help me the point that I'm trying to make today. The reason for this video. A lot of people are familiar with the Nile River over in the motherland Africa. But what a lot of people don't know is that the Nile River actually starts as two rivers, one being the Blue Nile, the other being the White Nile. The Blue Nile starts somewhere around, it starts in the Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda region, and Lake Victoria, I believe it is. And the White Nile starts in, is it the Tana? I think it's the Tana or Tanam Mountains in the Ethiopian highlands. And those two rivers meet at a place called Khartoum, which is modern day Sudan. And that's the start of the Nile that most of us know. Since we now know that the source is truly will be the start of the White Nile and the start of the Blue Nile. So at those two sources, the water is very clean, very pure. You can dip a cup in there and get you a drink of water, right? So by the time it gets down to Khartoum or further down, or I don't know where exactly, but the point is further downstream. As it gets further downstream, right? Now you're dealing with all kind of rock sediment, human waste, trash, things of that nature. So the question is this, and it's simple. If you had to choose, you're dying of thirst and you have to choose where you can have a cup of water instantly from either one of these places. Where would you choose your cup to drink from? You might say it's a no-brainer. You say, Nessu, of course, I'm going to drink the cleanest water. And where's the water cleanest? It's cleanest at the source before it has all this waste and all this rock sediment and, trash and things of that nature. Okay, I agree with you, family. But what I need us to understand is that our spiritual water and knowledge of self works the very same way. You understand what I'm saying? It's cleanest at the source. So I have to further the question to say, if you wouldn't drink polluted water further downstream when you know that the water is cleanest at the source, then why would you accept spiritual water from further downstream when you know that the water is cleanest at the source? Or better yet, I got an even better question. Why the fuck are you excuse my language, but it's a serious question. Why the fuck are you men of God, you so-called men of God, you so-called pastors, and you so-called woke brothers, teaching our people from so far downstream? You understand what I'm saying? Do y'all catching what I'm laying down? Why are y'all giving our people the water from so far downstream? Y'all obviously well learned. Y'all well learned just like me. I'm not a scholar, but I'm able to read. I'm able to comprehend. I'm smart enough to know that the water is cleanest at the source. So when I go searching for a knowledge of self, I'm automatically looking as far back as I can go. I'm not satisfied with their story. See, that's where we've been lost. That's where we've been duped. I spoke about it on the last video. We talked about how Wyatt Walker said we were duped after the bombing in 1963. We're talking about the assassination of Martin Luther King. The fact that he died because he woke up from a dream. Listen, family, we have to wake up. We have to stop adopting their story. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not putting no names on it because it's not my intention to have strife with not one of my people. You understand? I believe that we are one unit. Or perhaps it could be because being stripped of our identity caused us to grasp onto the first thing we see as identity, or the first thing that looks like structure, even if it's somebody else's. Personally, I think it's a lot of both. And I want to thank you, bro. I want to thank you, brothers, for all of your interesting facts. I love good facts just as well as the next, but it does nothing to help me connect the dots or understand the story, our story. We have to stop giving a fuck about his story. You understand what I'm saying? We have to start giving a fuck about our story. I'm watching these vids, and they have, thousands, sometimes even millions of views, and it tells me that our people are paying these brothers with their time, their attention, and sometimes even money, for what? For y'all to give a performance of how many facts that you know what I mean? I'm watching all the different videos, and sometimes even in the same video, I'm hearing brothers, you're spitting facts from Kemet, and then it goes to Mesopotamia, then it goes to Samaria, then it goes to Rome, and then it goes to Hercules and Zeus, and then Plato and Socrates, and we all over the place. And it's like, man, knock it off. How about that? Not for real. I hear brothers preaching to our family, even from things like the Emerald Tablets and things like that. Understand this, family. Yes, the Emerald Tablets does have a comedic undertone, because you get to talking about Yehudi and things of that nature. But understand this: the Emerald Tablets were found during the time of foreign rule. We had already been under foreign rule. So this is what I'm saying, that that's getting down to where the water is polluted. If you know you can go closer to the source, then why would I make a video telling you about the Emerald Tablets when I know it's things before that? And I know I should be telling you about things like the instruction manual of Ptah-hotep, or the instructions of Kajimni, or the warnings of treachery from our brother Amenemhat. Or the reports found from our brother Amenemhat. And I understand, family, that you don't understand what these things are, and I don't want you to think for 1 second that I'm throwing facts at you like these brothers do, just random facts. Go to my other videos if you want to understand what these things are and what the relevance of these things are. The video isn't there, it will be. But understand the reason why I'm bringing these things up, because what I'm quoting to you are things that were written by us, undisputedly found before there was ever any touch of foreign rule or any taintedness of influence from anywhere else in the world, when it was all us, Nile Valley Africans. And if listen, let me tell you something. If you are a black person anywhere on the face of this planet, and you believe that you are not bloodline connected to Nile Valley Africans, then please, my brothers, please, family, go watch the upcoming lecture, Sleeping Kings, The Morning After 5,000 Years. Also, go get the book, Sleeping Kings, The Morning After 5,000 Years. It is our story, the real story. Take them stories out of your homes and put our story in there. So when your children ask us about our story, you can tell them about our story. Look, I have nothing against these stories. I have nothing against their story. It's not even for me to dispute it. I don't care. You know why I don't care? Because it's not our story. I love what the Nation of Islam stands for today. I love what it has done for our brothers. I love how I've seen it change brothers around. I've been to state and federal prison. I saw what it has done and how it can change families around, how it can structure a brother and put discipline into his life. I love that. But I gotta give you the facts, family. It is not our story. Understand that again is water from way down the stream. You understand what I'm saying? Now, what we created, the civilization that we created when we started as Nile Valley Africans. Now, understand, we could go back before this and press on to like the Naphtha Playa culture and the Saharan people before the Saharan was dried up, when Saharan was green and luscious, which by the way caused the migration, which caused the start of the civilization that we are all the bloodline connection of. We are all one unit. It is all of our story. Understand this, that our brother, and I can't even say that it's our brother because I don't know that he was native Nile Valley African. I believe he was Arab. So I just have to say the brother, the prophet, He didn't hear from the angel Jabril until 610 CE. You understand? What we're talking about, the native Nile Valley Africans and the start of our civilization, we're talking thousands of years before this, family. 1,000 years before this. Now, I'm not here to dispute with you. Oh, is this real? Did they steal this? Did they take that? I don't care. It don't matter. All I got to do is go closest to the source. You understand what I'm saying? I don't have to believe it by faith. I don't have to believe when nobody tell me. I can go and I can look at it closest to the source where the water is less polluted. You understand? Again, the angel, the prophet didn't hear from the angel Jabril and didn't get the revelations until 610 CE. I believe the Islamic calendar doesn't even start until like 620 something, or don't quote me on it. Don't quote me on that, but you get the point. It's later downstream. Okay? Listen, I was raised as a Christian. I have nothing against Christians, but I need our family to understand fully, again, this is not our story. It's not even for me to dispute it. It's not even for me to be mad about what they doing, because it's not us. They don't pertain to us. You understand what I'm saying? The brother that we know that y'all mistakenly called Jesus, but the brother that was realistically called Yahushua lived even further downstream from what we just talked about when the prophet got the revelation from the angel Jabril. He, the prophet Yahushua, that our people are ready to kill and die for and are basing their whole lives on, comes from so far. It comes from even further downstream. The man passed between 30 and 33 CE. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, I don't care if it hurts your feelings. I know it may hurt some of y'all feelings and I was raised a Christian, so I know how hard it is to break their matrix or to break their trance. But I'm just giving you the facts. You understand what I'm saying? Understand, you don't have to believe it, but it's the truth. You dig what I'm saying? Like, for real life. Listen, family, we have to wake up. You understand? And that's why I'm here. Because we have to wake up. And not for hashtag woke purposes. I mean, really woke. Really woke and really doing something. There are some great brothers with some great plans and great things and strategies on what to do, myself included. But that will not work until we are all on one accord. And how we get on one accord? When we realize that we do have a story. We don't have to take their story because they stripped us of an identity, and now we have to grasp onto their identity. Oh, well, I'm a Muslim. No, I'm a Hebrew. No, I'm Christian. I've even heard brothers say, oh, I'm Jewish. Listen, yes, we may have a piece of that story because over the time we've adopted those things, and it's become a part of our history because we've been thrown into these things, and these things have been forced upon us. But that doesn't change the facts. That doesn't change the facts that the water is cleanest at the source. You already said it yourself. Now you can't change it and go back. Now what you gonna say? You're gonna say, well, you know what, Nasu, now what you put it like that. Now I go back on your analogy, and I think I'd rather have a little bit of the polluted water. I could live with the polluted water. It's just more comfortable to drink this. No. Let's not do that, family. Let's wake up. Let's do this for real. Listen, like, share, subscribe, follow me on this journey. I promise to give you nothing but facts. I am not a scholar. I am not a know-it-all, but I will search. I will give you the truth. You understand me? I love you, family. Before I go, I want to say to you, if you like the apparel that you ever see me in, any of the shirts, the jewelry, well, not this jewelry, this is a custom piece, but we have things like this. We have the comedic jewelry pieces, whatever your flavor is. We have comedic artwork. There is a gang of books coming your way, a ton of knowledge, a ton of truth, and ways to connect the dots for our people. Finally, not just a bunch of facts or not somebody else's story thrown at you. We got you, family. Altar kits on the way. Also, I'm gonna do some videos as well about teaching you guys how to use your altar. You understand what I'm saying? And how to speak to the ancestors. You know, I know they told you that was taboo and that's something you're not supposed to do. That was so they could cut you off from what you need to be connected to. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, it's deeper than rap. Y'all know. So listen, go to and you'll find all of this stuff. We got the store jumping for you guys. Like I said, books on the way. We have the apparel, we have jewelry, we have the artwork, we have the altar kits, and much, much more on the way. The YouTube is at the Dynasty Media Group. The Facebook is at the Dynasty Media Group, and the Instagram is Dynasty M Group. Go check us out. And remember, you don't have to believe it, but it is the truth. And never forget that balance is a walk, not a destination. Peace.